But they are so close now. Only a single round is the difference. Oh!
So this channel was really built to help other people get better at this game. I may not necessarily be the best player, I never will claim to be, probably never will, but the channel is all about helping other people get better. So who do we look at to even get better? And I've talked about this multiple times on my channel. It's the pros. The pros are the people that get paid to play this game. They're the people that make their entire living because of how good they are at Overwatch. So I think it's fair that we're going to look at them first in order to better ourselves so that we can learn from them. So I believe we can all agree in the saying that if we want to get better at Overwatch ourselves, we should just look at the best of the best, the most accomplished and successful Overwatch players. But how do we even get information out of them? Because there are not interviews about everybody, and I've looked through the internet. There are some interviews, but only for the highest, biggest names, and that's not even covering everybody. So how do you get information from the pros and the best players? And it's through Twitch. So I want you guys to follow along with me right here. I'm on Twitch. I'll go ahead and just pause this video. On this left side here, it's showing all of the people I follow, and alone here, not all of them are live right now currently, but you can see just how many pros and high-ranking players play on Twitch. You have XQC, you have CarQ's actually a YouTuber who plays really high, you have Harry Hook, Mendo, Zoms, Craigie, Sinatra, Dante, Jesus, Taimu, Shadowburn, Aimbot, Calvin, the list goes on, and Rax, where's Raxoon Siegel here at the bottom, and there's so many more. Clearly I don't follow everyone, but I'll show you just what you can do to talk to them. A lot of the pros are always playing XQC. There's a donation button. If you hit the donation button and you donate like $3, that's his minimum, you can send a message that will appear on screen and he will read it. And this is how you can talk to the pros. It's actually a quite beautiful system. I mean, this is what the platform is really good for. If you want information, if you want insight from the best players in the world, give them a tip. Anyone can do this. So this is what I did.
Nateson TV, $2. How do you get so good at Overwatch? What games do you come from? Wanted to make a video about really good Overwatch players. I mean, just play the game. I'm super high level in the game, like in terms of experience. I just play a lot. Some people learn fast, some people don't. Some people improve fast, some people don't. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm that good, to be honest. But yeah, thanks. Koreans are better.
Oh, how do you guys go good at Overwatch? I played Halo. That's my answer. I'm serious. No troll.
I got good by... I don't really know. I was just good when I played quick play with friends when I first got the game. I don't really know. I'm just good at like reaction time games like that, I guess.
After asking multiple players the same question and just researching online what these players did to get better, there were two things that commonly occurred. To start with the first one, there seemed to be a level of natural skill. Now, they may not have been the gods they are now when they first started, but I'll just be honest here, they probably didn't place in bronze when they first started. They had a level of natural skill. They were better than most of the players when they walked onto the court. And then this leads to the second common occurrence. They all spend all of their time playing Overwatch. It's all they do. It's their job now. They spend more time Overwatch than we could even imagine. There was even a recent interview about Siegel, where Siegel talked about what his schedule was for a very long time.
Wake up every day around 7:50 a.m., start streaming hopefully by 8:30 a.m., stream until around 1 p.m., scrim from 3 all the way to like 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific. And it's just like, that's the usual everyday schedule, so Overwatch is my life.
So this isn't really a question, but it was a question from a Twitter fan to make a Siegel fail.
Not doing it. Good luck. Never.
The person that puts their best Siegel sound effect in the comments will get a favorite. But what we can learn from this, from what Siegel just said, is that he was doing nothing but playing this game. Look at the amount of time. This is over 10 hours a day. I mean, this is longer than your typical 9-to-5 job. And it's true, you may have heard of Siegel before. I wasn't into competitive gaming yet. I was still playing probably Sly Cooper on my PlayStation 2 at this time. But Siegel came from Team Fortress 2. He had a name in that community, along with a lot of other people you might recognize. The name Shadowburn. He's the really good Genji player. He's on a pro team. Shadowburn came from Team Fortress 2.
There are a whole generation of players that come from TF2, probably too many to count. You can almost look at these games as people's training grounds. These players had training grounds before they made it to the big time now in Overwatch. Shadowburn and Seagull are two great examples. They really honed their skill set back in the TF2 days, and they're spending all of their time back then playing, and now that Overwatch came out, they're doing the same thing, but they already have some of that core mechanical skill and some of that gameplay skill. They only have to learn a couple new things about the game, and then the rest is just practice and practice to be as good as they are and to be remembered as the best. So yes, there will be your stories like Sinatra, where he just walks off the street and suddenly he's the #1 Tracer player in the world. You get your DeFran, who goes from flipping burgers at McDonald's to the best Soldier 76 player that walks the face of the earth. You get just these crazy stories, but then you also see things like Taimu and aimbot Calvin trying and practicing their best every single day to work on their aim. And I think Taimu has one of the best stories about this. Taimu is now in his 20s, but he started back when he was 16. He dreamt of going pro back in the Counter-Strike 1.6 days, and he also played Team Fortress 2. But it took years and years and years for him to develop the skill to really go pro in Overwatch. And there is a great piece written about this, and this is kind of where I want to end the video on. Taimu started playing 14 hours a day once the beta came out. He's trying to be one of the best players in the world, and this is what it takes. And then also towards the end of the article, it talks about he surrounded himself with people who you guys might be familiar with, Chipsa and Harry Hook, who are two other pro players. Taimu found them early on towards the beginning of Overwatch and started playing with them. Basically what we can learn from that is, okay, so we should be surrounding ourselves with like-minded people, people that want to be the best in the world. They have the same ambition, the same motivation, the same goals. These pro players didn't all just have that natural skill. It doesn't look like Taimu did. I mean, there's always a level of natural skill, but Taimu had to work his butt off to get to where he was at. And same with most of the players that are in the pro scene. Your Sinatra stories are going to be kind of rare, but guys, from all these stories, I'm looking at all these different players. If you want to be as good as the pros, surround yourself with good players. Play against good players. You don't think all of that scrimmaging Seagull was doing was against just okay to pretty good players. It wasn't even against really good players. It was against the best players. He's constantly playing against the best. You need to keep challenging yourself. That's what Seagull was doing. He's challenging himself. He's now used to only playing against the best players. So now when he walks onto the competitive Overwatch ladder, it's a joke. That's why he wins every single game. The one factor to all of this that is similar between every single player that I've looked at, and it's going to be the same for everyone. These pro players are as good as they are because they play 8 hours a day, if not more.
You really see how many players were good just from the start like that. It almost looks like it was effortless. We all know they just plowed time into the game, but they had that natural talent with the game. They first joined the Overwatch community from the open beta or since the game released, and they've just been top talent. What does that mean for people like me, who really aren't that good? I just spend a lot of time playing, trying to better myself, but I'm not Sinatra. I can't hop into quick play when a game first releases and suddenly I'm one of the best players in the world. Does it mean average people have a chance? And the answer is absolutely yes.
If you want to be as good as the pros, if you think you have what it takes, start now and start playing 8 hours a day. Practice, play competitive, try to find scrimmages against people that are a lot better than you. Find your way onto teams where you probably don't belong, and you will get better. And that's how the pros got as good as they are. They never stopped playing. They surrounded themselves with really good players. They made sure that they're only playing against the best, and that's how they got to the point they are now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of the night, everybody. See ya.